The world first met Daniel Radcliffe as a wide-eyed 11-year-old with a lightning bolt scar, instantly becoming the face of one of the greatest literary phenomenons in history. For a decade, his life was synonymous with Harry Potter, a role that brought him unimaginable fame but also the daunting challenge of being typecast before even reaching adulthood. As the franchise concluded in 2011, the industry watched closely, wondering if he would fade into the background, like so many child stars before him, or if he had the range to survive the transition into mature cinema. Radcliffe chose the path of most resistance, intentionally seeking out roles that shattered his boy-who-lived persona. He moved from the haunting atmosphere of The Woman in Black to the surreal and daring Swiss Army Man, where he famously played a flatulent corpse. This fearless approach to his craft signaled to critics and fans alike that he was no longer interested in playing the hero. He was interested in being an actor. His physical transformation over the years reflects this shift, moving away from the boyish charm of Hogwarts toward a more rugged, character-driven look that suits his penchant for dark comedy and experimental drama. Today, Daniel Radcliffe stands as a testament to successful reinvention. He has mastered the art of balancing Broadway performances with niche indie projects and television successes like Miracle Workers. By prioritizing artistic fulfillment over blockbuster paychecks, he has cultivated a legacy defined by versatility and courage. He is no longer just the boy wizard we grew up with. He is a respected veteran of the screen who proved that with the right choices, you can successfully outrun even the most iconic shadow in Hollywood history. In the mid-1990s, Leonardo DiCaprio became a global phenomenon following the staggering success of Titanic. With his feathered blonde hair and boyish charm, he was the ultimate heartthrob for millions, sparking a wave of Leo mania that the world had never seen before. However, beneath that polished surface was a deeply ambitious artist who was desperate to shed the teen idol label in order to be taken seriously as a real actor. He began a strategic campaign of turning down massive blockbuster paychecks in favor of scripts that offered psychological depth and grit. The major turning point arrived when DiCaprio began his legendary partnership with director Martin Scorsese. Through films like Gangs of New York, The Aviator, and The Departed, audiences witnessed a breathtaking metamorphosis in both his physical appearance and his acting range. The soft, youthful features were gradually replaced by a rugged, weathered intensity that suited his preference for complex, dark characters. He wasn't afraid to look unpolished or put himself through extreme physical conditions, which eventually peaked with his haunting, visceral performance in The Revenant, the film that finally earned him his long-awaited Academy Award. Today, Leonardo DiCaprio stands as one of the most powerful figures in Hollywood and a dedicated environmental advocate. His evolution from the romantic lead on the deck of the Titanic to a seasoned cinematic titan is a masterclass in career longevity and strategic branding. He has built a sustainable legacy by prioritizing prestige over popularity, making his name a guarantee for high-quality storytelling. Leo is now the gold standard for how a star can transition from a fleeting pop culture moment into a permanent, legendary figure in the history of world cinema. Johnny Depp's career is perhaps the most vivid example of a Hollywood star who used his physical appearance as a canvas for reinvention. In the late 1980s, he was the reluctant poster boy for teenage rebellion on 21 Jump Street, a role that brought him fame but left him feeling creatively stifled. Depp famously rebelled against his pretty boy image, seeking out the weird, the misunderstood, and the grotesque. This led him to Tim Burton, beginning a partnership that would redefine modern character acting through films like Edward Scissorhands. where his pale, scarred face and quiet intensity signaled a complete departure from his heartthrob beginnings. As the decades progressed, Depp became the ultimate cinematic chameleon. He vanished into roles that required heavy prosthetics, elaborate makeup, and eccentric mannerisms, from the flamboyant Captain Jack Sparrow to the menacing Whitey Bulger in Black Mass. His transformation wasn't just skin deep, it was a total immersion into the psychology of outcasts. Over time, his off-screen persona began to mirror this eccentricity, with his signature bohemian style and rock star edge becoming as famous as his film roles. He proved that an actor could be a massive commercial success while remaining an outsider at heart. Today, Depp's legacy is complex, marked by both artistic brilliance and high-profile personal turbulence. Despite the controversies that have dominated headlines in recent years, his impact on the craft of acting remains undeniable. He shifted the paradigm of what a leading man could look like, proving that audiences would embrace the strange and the unconventional if the performance was grounded in truth. Depp remains an icon of transformation, a figure who spent his career running away from the idol label only to become one of the most recognizable and discussed figures in the history of global entertainment. Anne Hathaway's career trajectory is a classic tale of a Disney princess who successfully fought to be seen as a versatile powerhouse performer. She first captured the world's heart as the clumsy, relatable Mia Thermopolis in The Princess Diaries, a role that cemented her image as the quintessential girl next door. While the success of the franchise was immense, it threatened to trap her in a cycle of family-friendly romantic comedies. Hathaway, however, possessed a fierce ambition to prove her range, leading her to take on daring roles in films like Havoc and Brokeback Mountain to intentionally disrupt her innocent public persona. The true transformation occurred during her mid-career peak, where she balanced high-fashion glamour in The Devil Wears Prada with raw, gritty performances. Her most significant physical and emotional metamorphosis came with her role as Fantine in Les Miserables. She famously cut off her hair and lost a significant amount of weight to portray the desperate, dying character, a move that showcased her absolute commitment to the craft. This performance silenced any remaining skeptics and earned her an Academy Award, officially transitioning her from a teen star to one of the most respected actresses of her generation. Today, Anne Hathaway has evolved into a sophisticated industry veteran who commands respect across all genres. She has successfully navigated the pressures of the spotlight with grace, moving past the Hathaway era of the early 2000s to become a beloved and authoritative voice in Hollywood. Whether she is leading an action-packed heist in Ocean's 8 or exploring complex human emotions in independent dramas, her presence is a guarantee of quality. Her journey from the crown of Genovia to the pinnacle of Oscar glory remains one of the most successful and inspiring evolutions in modern cinema. Robert Pattinson's journey from a teenage heartthrob to a gritty, high-art cinema icon is one of the most drastic transformations in modern Hollywood. When he was cast as Edward Cullen in the Twilight Saga, he became an overnight sensation, his face plastered on bedroom posters across the globe. For years, he was defined by the glittering skin and brooding intensity of a supernatural vampire, a role that brought him immense wealth but also a feeling of being trapped by a franchise that many critics didn't take seriously. Rather than coasting on his blockbuster fame, Pattinson used his post-vampire years to intentionally disappear into the world of independent filmmaking. He spent the next decade working with visionary directors like David Cronenberg and Claire Denis, taking on roles that were often unglamorous, bizarre, or downright repulsive. In films like Good Time and The Lighthouse, Pattinson underwent significant physical changes, sporting bleached hair, unkempt beards and dirt-streaked faces to strip away any remnants of his pretty boy image. These daring choices paid off, as he successfully reinvented himself as a formidable character actor with a penchant for dark, complex material. This period of artistic experimentation allowed him to reclaim his identity as a performer, proving that his talent was far more substantial than a mere teen idol persona. Today, Robert Pattinson has come full circle, returning to the world of blockbusters, but on his own terms. His portrayal of the caped crusader in The Batman showcased a moodier, more internal version of the hero, blending his indie sensibilities with mainstream spectacle. Off-screen, he has maintained a mysterious and self-deprecating presence, often poking fun at his own past while remaining deeply committed to his future projects. His evolution serves as a blueprint for how a franchise star can pivot into a respected artist, showing that with enough courage and curiosity, it is possible to survive even the most overwhelming level of fame. Jennifer Aniston became a household name as Rachel Green on Friends, embodying the quintessential girl next door with a haircut that defined an entire decade. For 10 seasons, she was the heartbeat of a cultural phenomenon, earning her a place as America's sweetheart and a permanent fixture in the tabloid spotlight. While the show provided her with unprecedented fame, it also created a formidable Rachel shadow that many believed would be impossible to escape. Critics often wondered if she could successfully transition from the comfort of a 22-minute sitcom to the weight of a leading lady in major motion pictures. Aniston's transformation was a slow, calculated pivot from television icon to a dominant industry mogul. She strategically chose roles in films like The Good Girl and Cake to showcase her dramatic range, often stripping away her polished image to play characters grappling with grief and stagnation. Beyond acting, she took control of her own narrative by moving into production, co-founding Echo Films. This allowed her to develop projects that placed women's stories at the center, effectively rebranding herself as a powerful businesswoman who understood the mechanics of Hollywood just as well as she understood the craft of performance. Today, Jennifer Aniston's legacy is defined by a level of consistency and influence that few of her peers have achieved. She has successfully navigated decades of intense media scrutiny, particularly regarding her personal life, by maintaining a dignified and private presence. Her return to television with The Morning Show earned her critical acclaim and solidified her status as a powerhouse producer and actress in the streaming era. Aniston has proven that being America's sweetheart was just the beginning. She has evolved into a sophisticated, authoritative figure in the entertainment industry, whose name is synonymous with professional longevity and grace. Tom Cruise's evolution is a masterclass in the relentless pursuit of cinematic immortality. In the early 1980s, he was the ultimate golden boy of Hollywood, possessing a million-dollar smile that catapulted him to stardom in Risky Business and Top Gun. While he could have easily spent his career playing the charming lead in romantic dramas, Cruise possessed a singular, almost obsessive drive to push the boundaries of what a movie star could achieve. He spent the middle of his career working with legendary directors like Stanley Kubrick and Paul Thomas Anderson, proving he had the dramatic weight to stand alongside the industry's greatest actors. However, the most significant transformation occurred when Cruise transitioned into the daredevil phase of his career. As he aged, rather than slowing down, he leaned further into the physical demands of the action genre. He became synonymous with the Mission: Impossible franchise, where he famously began performing his own death-defying stunts. From hanging off the side of a moving plane to jumping a motorcycle off a cliff, his physical metamorphosis from a traditional actor to a high-stakes stunt performer, redefined his public image. He transformed himself into a living symbol of the theatrical experience, a man willing to risk everything to keep audiences in movie theaters. Today, Tom Cruise is viewed as the last true movie star in an era dominated by digital effects and superhero franchises. His unwavering dedication to practical filmmaking and his incredible physical fitness at an age when most actors retire have made him a unique figure in Hollywood history. Off-screen, he remains a deeply private and somewhat enigmatic figure, maintaining a laser-like focus on his professional legacy. His journey from a young boy in a flight suit to a global savior of the silver screen is a testament to the power of pure willpower and an unmatched passion for the art of the spectacle. Natalie Portman's evolution from a prodigious child actor to a formidable Hollywood powerhouse is a study in intellectual and artistic growth. She first stunned audiences at just 12 years old in Léon, The Professional, delivering a performance so mature and haunting that it immediately signaled the arrival of a rare talent. While she could have easily been swept away by the machinery of fame, especially after being cast as Queen Amidala in the Star Wars prequel trilogy, Portman remained fiercely committed to her personal development. She famously took a hiatus from acting to pursue a degree in psychology at Harvard University, proving that her identity extended far beyond the silver screen. This intellectual grounding allowed her to return to acting with a renewed sense of purpose and a penchant for challenging, transformative roles. Her career reached a creative crescendo with Black Swan, where she underwent a grueling physical metamorphosis to play a fractured ballerina. The role required her to lose significant weight and train for months, resulting in a visceral performance that earned her an Academy Award. This win officially transitioned her from a former child star into the upper echelon of serious, prestigious actors who are capable of carrying complex psychological dramas. Today, Natalie Portman is much more than an actress. She is a respected director, producer, and a vocal advocate for systemic change within the industry. She has successfully balanced high-profile blockbusters like the Thor franchise with daring independent projects such as Jackie and May December. Off-screen, she has used her platform to champion gender equality and social justice, embodying the role of a modern, socially conscious intellectual. Her journey from a young girl in a New York apartment to an authoritative leader in Hollywood is a testament to the power of education, discipline, and an uncompromising commitment to artistic excellence. Ryan Reynolds' transformation is a unique case of a performer who had to fail as a traditional leading man before he could succeed as a comedic powerhouse and business mogul. In the early 2000s, Reynolds was often cast in generic rom-coms and ill-fated action movies like Green Lantern, where his natural wit was frequently stifled by poor scripts and studio interference. He possessed the look of a Hollywood star, but the industry didn't quite know how to harness his specific, fast-talking energy. For years, he occupied a middle ground in Hollywood, recognized as a talent, but lacking the defining role that would elevate him to the A-list. The turning point came when Reynolds took matters into his own hands with Deadpool. By championing a project that had been stuck in development hell for years, he was finally able to align his public persona with a character that celebrated his irreverent, self-deprecating humor. The success of the franchise completely rebranded him, transforming him from a struggling action lead into one of the most bankable and beloved stars in the world. This professional metamorphosis was accompanied by a shift in his off-screen identity as he became a pioneer in viral marketing, using social media to build a relatable, funny, and incredibly savvy brand that blurred the lines between actor and entrepreneur. Today, Ryan Reynolds is as much a corporate titan as he is a movie star. His evolution has seen him acquire and sell major stakes in companies like Mint Mobile and Aviation Gin, while also becoming the co-owner of Wrexham AFC. He has successfully leveraged his nice guy with a sharp wit image to build a business empire that few in Hollywood can match. Whether he is voicing Pikachu or leading a massive Netflix blockbuster, Reynolds operates with a level of creative and financial autonomy that is rare in the industry. He has proven that by embracing your true personality and taking risks on yourself, you can build a legacy that transcends the screen. Scarlett Johansson's journey is a definitive study in how to transition from a soulful indie darling to the highest-grossing actress of all time. She first gained critical attention as a teenager in Ghost World and Lost in Translation, where her husky voice and mature, understated presence made her a favorite of prestigious directors like Sofia Coppola. During this era, she was often cast as the ingenue, a mysterious and beautiful figure whose internal world was just out of reach. While she could have easily remained in the world of high art cinema, Johansson possessed a commercial ambition that would eventually reshape the landscape of the modern action movie. Her major transformation occurred in 2010 when she joined the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Black Widow. This role required a total physical and professional metamorphosis, as she traded subtle indie dramas for rigorous stunt training and global press tours. Over the next decade, she transformed Black Widow from a secondary character into a cornerstone of the Avengers, proving that she could maintain her dramatic integrity while leading a multi-billion-dollar franchise. This period saw her move from being a muse for others to a powerful lead in her own right, culminating in her historic legal stand against Disney over streaming residuals, a move that fundamentally changed how actors are compensated in the digital age. Today, Scarlett Johansson is a powerhouse producer and an influential figure whose career spans every possible facet of the entertainment industry. She has successfully balanced her blockbuster status with Academy Award-nominated performances in films like Marriage Story and Jojo Rabbit, proving that her technical skill has only deepened with time. Off-screen, she is a mother and an entrepreneur, maintaining a focused and protective stance over her personal life while continuing to push for better industry standards. Her evolution from a quiet girl on a Tokyo street to a dominant force in Hollywood history is a testament to the power of versatility and the courage to take control of one's own destiny.